Hello you guys, this is Christina here and you're watching Pandacham YouTube channel. Guys, so I'm going to talk about a little bit of my channel here. The purpose of the YouTube channel that I've been posting about a lot of videos is actually is me trying to create some kind of a traffic. Maybe I can make something out of making a video. And I found out it's not easy, and I have like 100 followers, but I don't get any much like and not so much comment down on my video. Maybe because I feel like people don't understand what kind of content that I'm making because they do not understand the elite wave uh, language. It's obvious that I'm using edit wave, and a lot of people really don't know about edit wave, and they do not understand how I made up my chart and how I execute my trade. And it's really quite difficult for me to explain to people if they don't really actually trying to, study about elite wave. Okay. But I'm trying to promote my channel on YouTube. So on this video here, I'm gonna talk about how my elite wave I trade the market using elite wave, right? So how I use it to advantage my trade with these indicators. Okay, I'm gonna introduce you to some of my indicators here. Okay, guys, so bear with me. I'm sure that once you watch this until the end, you might actually learn something from me and understand what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, but also, don't forget, I'm trying to build a community here. It will be really helpful for you guys to share my video out and comment down below. Tell me what you don't understand, what I'm lacking of on my video content. That will really help me much with the YouTube algorithm. All right. So here we go. First of all, I'm gonna do an example. All right, what happened on this dump recently. I'm gonna explain to you how did I manage to think that the market is actually reversing. All right, like, why am I shorting it? I mean, obviously the chart looks bullish, but how can I know that it's dropping? So I'm gonna one by one and explain to you guys the indicator that I'm using. Again, guys, if you like my video, please subscribe, share, and like, comment down below. All right, comment down below. Okay, let's take an example right here. Okay, basically, few days ago, I tried to short the market. Right, I short the market right here, came down, took profit, and the market came back up, and I took another short here. Although I didn't take it down till here, I kind of closed all my position right here or somewhere right here. Reason why, because I went to sleep, so I had a little bit worried, and um, I just didn't go through this, but it's okay. This trade is still valid, guys. This is still ongoing. Okay, this trade is still ongoing. If you look at this chart here, right? So I'm gonna put it on a small time frame and look at that. We're still trying to consolidate here. This chart is still valid, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, so it is still ongoing. All right, the target hasn't met. I'm expecting around 41,290 at least. Okay, so I want to talk about how the market tells me that it's gonna go down. Okay, first of all, we take a look on a weekly time frame here, right? You see that the MACD has already crossed down, right? So it indicates something the market is actually trying to correct. So eventually we're going to chart the market as it goes down, right? So if the market cross back up, which is going to take a lot of weeks, right? So in my opinion, the correction isn't done here. So we're gonna get some kind of like that, right? And the market gonna go sideways, in my opinion, right? So that's what my bias, because in the past I have charted many things, and one of them is this. So basically, we are done, probably very soon done with the first A wave, and then we get a choppy B, C, D, E. And that's where the fourth wave is. Now, guys, if you guys have not watched my video, haven't watched my video yet, please, you guys watch this. Watch this old video. It's a Bitcoin retracement to 41K. Okay, the title is BTC and Alt Quit Review. Could be in the fourth wave correction until 13th of September. There, I did explain how I think the market's gonna move. Okay, so basically, that's my bias, right? So to cope up with my bias, always I match it with my indicator. First, the weekly had crossed down. So in order for the weekly to cross back up, it's gonna take some time. And of course, we wish that the MACD kind of want to show an indicator that it's gonna go back up, right? So for now, it's not. All right. In fact, there's a bear divergence right here. Okay. So it's quite significant that the market's gonna come back down for a correction. Okay, so it's gonna take its time. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna reverse back that quickly. All right, that's why I said September of 13. Okay, so now when I go back to daily, right? To daily, right? So there's no indication that it's. I mean, there is bull divergence, but it just crossed down. Okay, so basically, I have all these indicators to support me. All right. So, but today I'm gonna show you that the macro is saying down. So we're gonna chart the market as we go down. All right. So where to get entry, where to short the market, that is the skill. Okay, that I'm gonna share with you today. All right. So here we go. So basically, I'm gonna start off with 15 minutes time frame. Okay, some of you might start the chart at higher time frame. I can go for weekly first and then go back to 15 minutes eventually. Okay, so I take a look at the structure here. All right, so basically the dump from here to here was impulsive. All right, so I'm waiting for an equalizer. Okay, an equalizer to the upside. Right, so there's a comp so there is so when I look at this chart, right, in my opinion, I think it was some kind of an expanded flat here. Okay, this was an impulse. Okay, so when I saw this here, okay, I pulled a trend line here. So when it dumped back, okay, I didn't get in short just yet. Okay, I look at the signs. All right, so I started with 1 hour. Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't care what chart this is. All I know is we need an equalizer, right? Talk about equalizer in my previous video. So now on the 1 hour time frame, find the top here, right? As you can see, it has kept making a top. So making top here, top here, top here. It's basically making a lot of divergence here. So already showing a sign that it might come down. But every time it comes down, it goes back up. Every time it goes back up. So what do? We draw a trend line. All right. So this 1 hour had already shown some sign. All right. And then 2 hours. Okay, on the MACD, we have the same thing. 3 hour, right? We have the same thing as well. And 4 hour, we have the same thing as well. So that highly recommends that market has already printed a lot of bear divergence right here. Okay, that's why I decided that the market might just reverse right here. Okay, now I talked about motive wave. All right, motive wave is an impulse to the downside, right? So what we want is we want a retracement to the 618 or to the 786 before it coming down for another leg, right? So in this video, in this up move, we got an impulse, right? Actually, I was expecting the market to do something like that, right? Maybe to the 786, but it never did. It got like really choppy right here. So it got me thinking. Okay, all right, Elliott wave is not working at the moment. So what do? Right? I look for other alternative. Okay, we did hit the 618, but this wave here looks like five wave up. So it makes me believe that there's possibility that it could be an expanded flat, and we're gonna come down. So eventually, but then I can't make out five wave here, right? So it got me really stressed. So I gave up on elite wave. Sometimes we're gonna be some flexible, but it's not all about elite wave, right? So what I did, I go to the higher time frame. Okay, so I was keeping up from 15 minutes to 4 hours, and then eventually to the higher time frame 12 hours. Okay, of course we know that the weekly is showing down, right? So what does it support? Now I like to use the 12-hour time frame because it kind of show me a lot of sign every time it does what I'm going to explain to you. All right, now look at here. Okay, particularly look at this area here on the CCI. Okay, let's change it. Change it. Okay, look at it, guys. Every time the market, when it drops the CCI to the very bottom here, let me move this up a little bit. Uh-oh. Okay. So every time the market, let me set it up, settings a little bit. Okay, so I take a look on the CCI, and every time that the CCI breaks down, okay, at this level, the market always dump. All right, you can see here from this part here, right? The market went really low, and then it kind of also made a new low, although, and then you will see a divergence right here. Okay, so same goes to here. Okay, same goes to here, right? Although it made a new low here, but then if we kind of like measure from here to here, it has a divergence here to here, right? So basically, every time you see a um, you know um, some kind of divergence here, it kind of really makes sense, right? Every time it comes down. So basically, I don't care whether it has a divergence or not. Okay, basically like this, it has divergence here. And now I'm waiting for a divergence here as well. Okay, so now I'm waiting for the market to do this, make a new low, right? And this gonna come down here and gonna look like it's gonna make a divergence here and then make a divergence here. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting on the CCI. Now every time it reaches the bottom, the market pumps. Every time it reaches the bottom, the market pumps. Every time it reaches the bottom here, the market pumps. Even though it pumped here, but still it pumped, right? So basically, not only that, I'm gonna compare it on the higher time frame on the MACD as well. Okay, so in here we're gonna talk about this trade, that how I managed to, thinking that the market's gonna dump. Okay, so every time the market not only reach the bottom, every time the market reach the top here, on above here, all right, as you can see here, the market dumps as well. Okay, every time it reaches here, every time it reaches here, it dumps. Okay, so I'm gonna match it out every time. That's why when I saw the market reaching here, and I knew exactly the market wants to dump. Okay, so what happened is I look for a second alternative because I don't know where to get my entry. I just know that it might reverse. Okay, so I just wait for the MACD as well. Okay, this is the perfect one. Okay, so the MACD basically made the histogram, and the MACD is basically made a bear divergence here, and this one made a higher high, and then the MACD kind of like made a lower high, and it indicates that the market is obviously is trying to dump. And look on the 12-hour time frames, the moment it crosses right here, okay, the moment it crosses, and the EMA7 crossed right here, right, and then it got retest on this level, right, that is when I put out a signal to short the market right here, right here. So it was perfect back. So the trade was kind of perfect. That's how I got the bias that I was thinking that the market is coming down. And I've talked about this. I was waiting for this move for quite some time, but basically I was thinking that a move is gonna do an expanded flat, but instead it went really deep. But as you can see on my Telegram group, I posted that, uh, this chart as well. But I was actually thinking that it could, stop by at the 1272 at this pink resistance. But it kind of like immediately come back here down and break this low. It kind of like a lot of people tried to long here, but it didn't. The thing just came down. Okay, so I was expecting this, right? But I was mentally prepared to, take profit on this area as well. But how did it end up like this, right? It doesn't matter how it ended up. But the thing is, when is the, reversal candle? Okay. So, but this video, I'm gonna talk about how I determine that it's coming down. Okay. Not only that the MACD has already shown a bear divergence. Okay. Not only that the CCI have popped. Now let's take a look at the 15 minutes time frame. Let me explain to you what I use on the, not just indicator. There's a lot of tools out there that we can use actually. Okay, now take a look here on the 15-minute time frames. All right, I'm gonna get it closer. Okay, okay. So you see, my strategy on the 15-minute time frames. You started out like from here, right? You can see that this candle here is quite saying that it's reversing. You know why? Because it took out some of the candles here, and we had a dodgy right here, and then it took out some of the candle, and then you had a three-wave pullback, and then a huge candle down. Okay, and then this one here, we had a dodgy here as well, and then it came down as well, but then it took back up, right? But it doesn't matter. Okay, the moment when I look at the 15-hour time frame, okay, I don't want this. I want this, the engulfing candle. Okay, it's a huge candle. Okay, and then the second candle, it got really huge, and it kind of like, as you can see, it looks like impulsive, right? So I took a trade right here, right here. I didn't wait so much. I waited at the 382 retracement, and I just took it, right, somewhere around there, right? But anyway, I gave out a signal right here. I say take along right here. I do have a proof, but I don't want to share it on this channel at the moment. But basically, I use the 15 minutes time frame to find out whether the market has reversed. Now, if it doesn't reverse, right, it's the green candle is gonna take back this level here. Okay, so if it's reversing, it's not gonna come back to this wick. Okay, it's not gonna do this. Okay, it's not gonna do this. It's not gonna do this. Okay, if it's reversing, it's gonna do like a huge candle, and then the second candle is gonna be really strong, and then it's gonna make like an impulsive. If you go to the 1 minute time frame, you can see that it's impulsive. So whenever I see something like this, I am keen to take a trade and put a stop loss to the last high. I will take this trade because it's obviously the chances that for it to come down is really high. Okay, the fact that it reacted at the some sort of the 618 to the 786 area here in the middle of it, and the market looks like a three-wave up. So with the elliott wave perspective, that is an ABC up, and also of course the 15-minute time frame strategy, which is I've basically learned myself. Okay, that every time that the market does something like this, a 15-hour minutes, and doesn't engulfing like that, only indicates to me that it's reversing. Okay, now take a look at the MACD on the 15 minutes time frame as well. As you can see, um, although it doesn't show here, but you can see that like from here, it did had a bear divergence. It's not so obvious, but it is there. It is there. There is something over here. Okay, it is have something over here. Okay, but because the count doesn't, I, some of the people that took the trade right here is absolutely fine as well. Right here is absolutely fine as well. But in any way perspective, I just think that it's not done because when I pull trend line over here, I mean it has a break, right? So basically, when it broken down and then it went up and retested this trend line, I took the trade, right? So overall, there's a lot of trend lines involved. There's a lot of confluence on the lower time frames, and on the 12-hour time frame, it was crossing down, and the 12-hour time frame was crossing down. 6 hours was crossing down as well, and also that the algorithm is showing sell as well on the 4-hour time frame. Basically, there's a lot of indicator telling me that it's gonna come down. So basically, this trade was kind of like 80%, 90% works all the time. So I just think that with all the patience that you need, right, with all the confluence, everything you put in together in a TA, the more confluence that you get, right, the higher chances that the market's gonna do this. Remember, trading the market is about risk management. You're not gonna go all in one trade, right? But you're gonna, analyze everything, at your best interest, that you think that that's how the market's gonna work, right? So basically, on the 4-hour time frame, it signals a sell algorithm here. I don't know how the algorithm works, but it works, all right? So now basically everything is showing down. So what's left to do is taking a trade. So how do we take a trade? Now let's just see, okay? And also I'm gonna talk about this 4-hour time frame that we are getting a cross here. So in another 4 hours, I guess taking a long here is taking a long here is okay as well. But I'm gonna check that out after I upload this video. But I'm gonna talking about this trade down. And so basically, anyone took the trade. I guess we all have already taken the profit here. Uh, I don't tend to spend time, for another leg down. I just take profit and wait for it to make another dip and ready for another long position. But as you can see here, we don't take the long right here just yet. We wait for a second candle. We want it to cross down and confirmation that it's going up. Then we take the long. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about this previous trade. Basically, everything is showing down. So that's how I took the trade. Okay, from this forward, And that's how I made the analysis that it's coming down. Everything is showing down, and because of the macro, I was planning this for since when it the beginning of the downtrend. I already planned this, so basically everything is going on plan, and I think it's wonderful that everything goes on plan. So I think that's about it. To sum up the technical analysis secret, actually it's not that quite secret. I mean, the tools are there for you to use, and it's just basically it's all about management, risk management. And I'm gonna briefly talk about it. Like, let's say for a short signal, right? When I put out a signal over here, basically I had the stop loss kind of like really close to the top, but not actually, kind of like that. And my target was like somewhere around 40K, something like that, right? So I mean, it totally makes sense. Like, if you want to take the trade, the stop loss is quite, like so minimal, right? So by taking this trade, I mean, what's the risk, right? So basically, if you guys took the trade, congratulations. But if you don't trust your TA, it's just sad. I don't know why we all learn all of this, right? As long as all the confluence is saying, "Hey, it's going up," I'm sure that the market's gonna, give you chances to make money, right? So we got the Elon Musk news over here. So, but I'm expecting the market to go up right now because I talk about in my channel that it could be an expanded flat like this. Oh, sorry. It's gonna be an expanded flat like this. Okay. So hard to believe that it might happen, but it might just happen. So I'm expecting to long the market soon, but let's see and wait if it break this midline. Okay. So there's a lot of confluence in everything on my thoughts and everything. I'm just jamming it all up and making up a TA. A lot of people say that Elliott wave perspective, there's a lot of scenario. Indeed, it's true, but with all the indicators at the background, it kind of like eliminates all the possibilities that usually is gonna happen, right? So in overall, I hope that this video gonna ex- give you confidence on my TA. So next time when I post a signal, you guys will probably take some time to think about it. Is Pandacham's technical analysis is valid or what? I don't know. It's up to you, right? So I think that's for now for the content today. This video has been really long. It has been like half hour. So I hope that you watch everything till end. But I'm sure some of you don't. But if you do, this will be really benefit for you guys. I'm talking about uh, extremely gains throughout the market. So it's quite important that you take always plan early, know what you're doing. All right. I think that's about it, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.